Good evening and welcome to the May 15th, 2023 Common Council, City Connersville. All rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, led by Councilwoman Barrett.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Pastor?
Lord, we thank you for this opportunity this evening to gather and do the work for your city, your town. I pray a blessing upon this meeting and ask, Lord, that you would be present and that all things done would be for the good of the city. In your name, amen.
Amen. Thank you. I'd like to welcome everyone and just remind you to please turn your cell phone ringers off. We will begin with roll call.
Councilman Robb,
Oh, yeah, present.
Councilman Gray,
Present.
Councilman Collins,
Present.
Councilman Warner,
Here.
Councilwoman Barrett,
Present.
Councilman Williams Jr.,
Present.
Councilwoman Phillips.
Present.
Okay. We have the minutes from the May 1st, 2023 regular meeting. Are there any additions or corrections to those? If not, I'll take a motion for approval.
Motion.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Move on down to new business. Approval of pending ordinance 3898, amend salaries for utility bargaining unit. Rosemary?
We had a typo in last week's ordinance, so we just had to correct the typo and pass it again, please.
Do you know where the typo was, just so everyone knows?
It was where the health savings amount was increased. The amount was increased, but the words was not increased.
Just
Third
change the
page,
words.
second paragraph.
Any questions? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve pending ordinance 3898 on first reading.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Do I have a motion to suspend the rules?
Motion. Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. And a motion for a third and final reading.
So moved.
So moved.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Excuse me, motion carried. Item B, approval of resolutions 2023-43, temporary loan transfers. Rosemary.
Resolution 2023-43 is a resolution for a temporary loan moving $150,000 from the edit fund into the park operating fund. Resolution 2023-44 is a resolution to loan $100,000 from the edit fund into the general fund.
This is what Adam was talking about last meeting. Does anyone have any more questions? If not, entertain a motion to approve resolutions 2023-43 through 44.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Item C, approval of resolutions 2023-45 through 47. Rosemary.
Resolution 2023-45 is a resolution to reimburse $150 into DOT vehicle repair. Resolution 2023-46 is a resolution to reimburse $129.99 into police telephone. Resolution 2023-47 is a resolution to reimburse council, $20,000 into council community coordinator. What this one is where the help grant paid 50% of their salary. So this is just reimbursing that amount into that line item.
Any questions? If not, entertain a motion to approve resolutions 2023-45 through 47.
Motion.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Move on down to item 4, Department Reports, Chief Jones. I'm out of order again.
Good evening, Council.
Evening.
All right. April monthly report for the Connersville Fire Department. Start off with our overtime. Total overtime was $5,247.33. The FLSA portion of that was $1,405.89, and we did have some fire call-in. We have structure fire. The total call-in of overtime for that was $1,217.28. Any questions on the overtime? Nope. Fuel usage. For April, we did use 395 gallons of fuel for a total cost of $1,578.52. Moving on down to our incident for April, we had a total of 189 incidents. 38 of those were fire-related, 140 of those were EMS-related, and we had 11 auto accidents. The next page will go over our training hours for April. We had 49 and a half total training hours, instructed training hours. 23 of those hours were fire training and 26 and a half were EMS training. Had a total of 16 inspections for the month. The inspections were down a little bit in April. We do spring cleaning in April, so the guys were pretty busy cleaning up around the stations, so that took precedent over getting out and doing some inspections, so that's why you'll see that number down a little bit. Total investigation hours for the month was 7.5 hours. A few comments you'll see below. We did receive our training prop. We're working on getting some things put together on that so we can do some training. The guys are coming up with some good ideas on some training to do. You know, weather cooperate a little bit. So right now it's been tough, rain off and on, but we're getting ready to get busy on that. So you'll be seeing probably some pictures and some videos. We'll be posting on Facebook how that's going and all the different training with that. But we did also complete our annual physicals. Those went well. Participated in some school functions at Frazee. The guys went up there and they have, I think it was, this time it was maybe donuts with dads, or I can't remember exactly what it was, or
Donuts with something.
something like that. So ourselves, the police department, sheriff's department, we go up there, and if there's any kids that where the parents can't make it in, then we'll go sit down and eat with them, and then we'll go outside, and they got to go outside and play a little bit. So that's a good thing. Also, you'll see Fayette Central did come into Station 1 for a tour. Obviously, Fayette Central's out in the county, a little far for us to, you know, make a trip to. But they did. Their second grade classes came in and split up into two groups. They had quite a few kids, but showed them the trucks, took the trucks outside, showed them the trucks, showed them around the station. So they enjoyed that really well too. Any of the schools at any time are more than welcome to call and schedule, and we can come to them, they can come to our station. A lot of times they like to see the station too, but yeah, we can do both, and we enjoy it. It's a good time, and the kids like it. They learn a lot. Even when they come to the station, we try to put on, you know, a little fire prevention class while they're at the station, kind of like we do when we go to schools during fire prevention month. So that's all I have. Any questions?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Chief Bolos.
Good evening. Does everybody have a copy of our overtime is staying about the same as last month. I'd say it is a little high. We had 2 schools that went to, and guys were using their personal data. So fuel is 1,900 gallons. Any questions on any of that? All right, on to our incidents. Our accidents have gone up just a little bit in the last month. I don't know why, I just think it's because it's getting warmer and more people are out and about and are excited for the warm weather. We'll keep an eye on that, however. On our traffic offenses, we had 345 traffic stops. Staying on our drug interdiction, I keep saying that about every month, but the guys are really utilizing the canines that we have, and I'm doing a lot of drug interdictions. So in those stops, we've taken 75 grams of marijuana, 16 grams of heroin, fentanyl, 50 grams of meth, 15 needles, and 9 paraphernalia, which includes pipes and straws and THC pens. On our training, last month we had 116 hours of training. We focused more on our stops training, which includes routine traffic stops and felony stops. Our K-9 division, Officer Perry had 13 hours of training, Watson 17, Ammerman had 43 hours of K-9 training. That was partially due to going to K-9 school in April. They focused on narcotics and tracking last month. Also, I presented to the Board of Works. We hired a new officer. His name is William Smith. He's originally from here, spent several years in the military, was an MP in the military. He was honorably discharged because he made the decision to leave the military and start his own family. He started out in California, but his family decided that they wanted to move back here. He's originally from here, so he moved back here, and he's excited to be back here and stay. So they approved that request. Any questions on any of our monthly totals?
Talk about the body cams like you did this afternoon.
Oh, yeah. All right, just for a quick update on our body cams. It's been a year now. Last May, we implemented our body cams. There has been over 12,500 videos that are taken in a year's time. And that's a lot. That's a lot of storage. But the videos has helped us tremendously, not only for our protection, but the public when they get to view those. The prosecutor uses it extensively also in some of her cases. We've already made several recordings and from attorneys requesting it on even their clients' behalf. So it's been a fantastic tool. We're excited to keep using it. So. Any questions on the body cams? Okay. I'm going to stay up here. Nick Brown, our ordinance enforcer, is up next, but he had prior commitments today. So I'm just going to pretty much just give you his totals. His totals for last month were 43 vegetation violations, 10 junk and trash violations, and 8 vehicle violations. Did everybody get a copy of his report here? And the highlights of what he's accomplished, or what the residents or the business is accomplishing when they get spoken to. So, any further questions?
Not a question, but I do want to comment. I commented this morning that I want to thank you and your officers for your time at the celebration in the Ville, and even into getting into participation in the hatchet throwing contest.
Yeah, bring that up, didn't
Yes, I did.
I was going to anyway, so.
Oh, great.
Yeah, but we do appreciate that.
I wasn't there, so it probably made a difference.
Okay.
We appreciate it. It was fun to do. It's a great event. So, all right, thank you.
As well as the county units that were there too. There were several representatives from the county there also.
Record, Colter and bottom aid.
Good evening.
Evening.
Should have received our utilities report for April. We're still having troubles with our revenue disbursement report, so that's actually March's, that's on the sheet. Overtime, we had $4,762 in overtime. $2,000 of that was pretty much all for the wastewater plant. We had a guy on vacation for 9 days and holiday coverage. Attaches the work orders for water and sewer department, and also the water plant, sewer plant monthly reports. Miscellaneous, we're beginning pick up our installing new meters throughout the city. We installed 130 last week. We'll put some more in this week. Now we'll stop for a couple weeks, do our readings, then we'll pick back up. But we try not to do meters while we're reading meters for the billing. We land applied 800,000 gallons of sludge last month. And also we cleaned out digester 3, which had about 39,000 gallons of sludge. So that digester 3 has been cleaned out. We are cleaning all the aerators up, removing the bad parts. We have ordered new replacement parts, should be in hopefully 4 to 6 weeks, and we'll get that one up and running, hopefully. The belt press building, which is the building that was on fire, caught fire. That is going to be deep. Demolition is scheduled for Wednesday. We had a little, not problems, we had to get permits for asbestos and lead testing. So we got our permits, everything's fine. So that is scheduled to be taken down Wednesday, and probably take them a little while to get all that down, but it's a good thing to get that thing out of the way. Half-burnt building sitting down at the wastewater plant. Is there any questions?
Thank you. Good evening.
Tell you about a few things. First, reminder, the compost site is now on its summer hours, which is Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, all day, from 8 to 3 or so. Keep that in mind, so I don't have anybody driving all the way down there and then it being closed. I wanted to tell you about the Headworks project. It is going along pretty well, and if you happen to be down that way, you'll see it's starting to build up above the ground now, where you can see, start to see a building forming and a foundation. I tried to ask how much concrete was in that hole, but I haven't got an answer on that yet, but I'll tell you, but it's a lot. Because there's just been, for the last couple months, truck after truck all day long. IMI is probably getting fat on this project. And then the biggest thing that we're watching really close is our dewatering down there. We're sampling every week to see if we have any hits of chemicals. And so far, we keep reducing the rate of pumping, so it's looking more and more like there's a good chance that we might not ever see any of those chemicals come into our project area. So pretty happy about that. Keep your fingers crossed. Wanted to tell you about, did you all see the report that I sent you where the inspection was done at the water plant? Everybody read that? It's only about 40 pages. But it was one of the big items in it. It says significant deficiency, and they're talking about our water loss, that the water that we pump each month that is not metered is much higher than the average of most places. It's probably about average for places that have water systems as old, with the pipe as old as ours, but it doesn't make it any better. So the reason I'm telling you about this is we're going to make another stab at having a leak survey done. If you remember 4 or 5 years ago, we had a company come in and they went all over town and listened to all the pipes in the whole town. They hooked up to the hydrants and quite a few different things, and this company's going to do even more to try to find maybe illegal taps, or they're going to look at our metering system to see if it's losing some accuracy on the readings. And so I'll be talking to you more about this as we go along, but the guy that I'll be bringing the Board of Works a quote from this company, the guy says that he feels like he can reduce our water loss by half. So I thought that was a pretty bold statement, and I hope he's right. So the only other thing I was going to tell you about is that we continue to talk about trash. We're getting ready to have another meeting to discuss trash. I think I told you before, it's fairly likely we're probably going to bid out trash to see what all that looks like. And I hope that in the next couple of weeks we have that meeting, and then we'll have something to report to you pretty soon about our future of recycling and trash and all that stuff. Do you want to say anything about recycling?
Would you like me to cry?
But we're still working on that. So did anybody have any questions about any of the, I wanted to see if you noticed on the street department report, one thing I was real happy about is that we got rid of about, was it 33 tons? About 33 tons of heavy items that we were able to dispose of for people, and I think it helped a lot of people quite a bit, so maybe we'll do that again. Maybe we'll be able to do that again sometime, because it wasn't really too bad. The phone calling part was a lot of work for Bonnie, but it worked out pretty good. The guys got a pretty good system down, and so maybe we could do that again in the fall or something.
I think you said this morning that some of the guys, you kind of were a little more lenient on helping them take things off the porch. They didn't have to be by the curb.
Yeah,
I'm
normally
sure
we
that was
want them to
appreciated.
bring it out and all that, but this time we kind of cut a little slack for that stuff, so,
I'm sure that was appreciated.
yep.
I'm gonna meet with Andrea because we have an idea of some community cleanup projects too that I'll get with you. So after we meet and we'll talk about it and because we will need your guys.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thanks for taking care of the trees, by the way.
But the guy actually cut them himself. We didn't have to go out and trim them. He wanted us not to butcher them, so he agreed that he would go ahead and trim them. So
Oh, goody.
just had to go talk to them, was all. They were happy to do it.
Good.
Director Pause.
Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
For the month of April, we had 11 hours, 4 minutes of media production, 9 hours, 45 minutes of original production. We have the TV3 Center Stage will be in production this Thursday with a couple of groups that will be coming in. And we've already taped Claypool Block. It's Assistant Director Justin Roberts' band. They also performed this weekend on the stage at Celebration in the Ville. And of course, Justin and I both worked, as well as the mayor, he was there, setting up and tearing down all the audio equipment, lights for the stage, and then we ran those the whole day there for that. Turned out really well. It looked good, sounded good, so we were pleased with that.
For anyone who doesn't know, that's the new sound and system. Not all the lights. We had about a third of the lights we bought for the Market Street Plaza, but we want to get our system out, get it out so we could hear it, kind of work through the bugs and everything, and it sounded fantastic.
It did,
Wanted to see
absolutely.
if I could actually successfully program the lights, so.
And you did a great job,
It
so
worked.
we have a great sound system. We got a lot of compliments on the quality of sound, so that goes a long way.
There were a lot of people. I mean,
Well, and when Miss Jackie was playing, so Taylor actually called me and she goes, "What song are they singing right now?" From home. They could hear it
Oh,
up on the
really?
hill. That's how good the sound was, yeah.
We did not
And she
turn it
could
up.
hear the words, like she couldn't just hear that there
It's
was
clean.
music
you could
playing.
hear it.
It's
Yeah,
very-
she could
Yeah, we
hear
could
the
hear it
song.
back.
That was
18th
the,
No,
Virginia,
kidding.
18th
18th of
Virginia.
Virginia.
oh my, Amy heard it at home. She said she could hear it plain as day, but that was the, when I was talking about 12,000 watts, I was like, oh my goodness, that's a lot, but it's not, we're not pumping 12,000 watts. It's the
Not even
quality
at all.
of sound that
Yeah.
we're putting out is what we were
It's
after.
very high quality
So
sound.
we got a very nice system, and John did a great job piecing it together, and
Thank you.
it's a fantastic system. And even the musicians commented on it, they loved it.
So, for Market Street Plaza, what direction will the stage be facing?
It's going to face to the southeast, so it'll face towards the News Examiner building.
Okay, so the courthouse will be behind it.
Courthouse, it will face the courthouse.
Yeah.
It'll
it'll
face
face
the
the
courthouse.
Kind of at an angle in the
Directly
corner.
to its right will be
The
the
only,
depot.
the only thing, I parked in Fifth Third Bank lot. And as I was walking towards the stage, the sound is coming off of it's like echoing off.
Yeah, it will do that. And once we get actually a permanent structure, we can balance for that.
That's right.
For an outdoor live performance, we didn't have time to do that, so
Right.
it takes a lot of work to get balancing and echo corrected. So it has to do with speaker placement and adjusting for distortion and echo.
I think a great time was had by all. It was,
That was pretty exhaustive.
I'll
Oh, I was
bet.
plumb wore out. It's a lot of work setting that up. Of course, we
Yeah.
getting the stage up and down, and
Yeah,
it's heavy, so it was fun though. We had a good time, but
it was fun.
I was tired.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Chief Harden. No gloating about the axes.
Do I?
You can gloat about the axes all you want now.
Nah, I was told I wasn't allowed to say that anymore. I don't want to rub it in. We won.
Enough said.
So, everyone should have a copy of my report.
That was entertaining. It was quite entertaining.
Yes, it was entertaining.
It's in your report here.
We had 359 calls for service for the month of April. It's our total of 1,268. We still have one off on workman's comp. Fuel report there. Happy to report that Advanced EMT Charlie Cap has been accepted to the IU Health Lifeline Paramedic Program. She will be starting this fall. She's already taken the prerequisites currently. Their program is a little bit shorter than some of the others, but they have to do several courses online before they're allowed to start. So kind of a trade-off there, but she's already into her prerequisites. Work with Reed Health at the Care Pavilion to do training for their staff. They reached out to me. Basically, they kind of wanted to know what to expect from us. We needed to know what to expect from them. As far as if they have something where they're going to call 911 for a medical purpose. The other thing that complicates the factors at the Care Pavilion is it is a secure facility. So it's like going to the jail. Just because you get through the first door doesn't mean you can get through the second door. So, and we run into that a lot where they let you in the front door and then you get so far back and you realize you can't go any further. So we had a really good 2-day training with them to kind of go over what we're going to need. And not everyone's going to show up at the same time. So, you need to have more than one person at the front waiting for us, so forth and so on. But it was a very good, got very good feedback from them. Going back to the call numbers, did have 91 more calls this April than we did in April of 2022. No rhyme or reason. It just happens that way. It was our busiest month year to date. On the very back, I started including the overdose report there a couple of months ago. Our overdoses kind of peaked in February, and we're back to kind of our baseline now. So we just had a couple of really high call months as far as overdoses go, but it's working its way back down, so that's good. The other thing I wanted to update you on, it's not on your report, is I did get an update on truck deliveries. Was not good news. We're pushed back until 24. We already knew one was coming in 24. Now both of them supposedly are not going to get here until 24. One in March, one in July. So it's just been first they couldn't get chassis because of chips, so they laid off a bunch of staff. Most staff went and found jobs elsewhere, and now they're having to rebuild their staff and training and so forth and so on. So everything kind of keeps getting pushed back, but I've reviewed some other options, and there just really isn't any other good options. So we're just all we can do is wait. Some things are just outside of our control. So, anybody have any questions?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Superintendent Steele.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Evening.
So for department team update, we are still taking applications for lifeguards. Our training has closed, but if anyone is certified, we are still taking applications for that, and you need to be at least 16 years old to be a lifeguard at our pool. And then we have hired all of our summer discovery, our grounds crews, and the rest of our pool staff. So we're ready to go for this summer. CHS had a Spartan Service Day the first week of May, and they helped us tremendously. So we had a group that came to the pool, and they cleaned the pool house. It was a mess. They cleaned inside, the toilets, the showers, the floors. They cleaned all that up. They cleaned out the pool, and they also cleaned like the deck and the chairs and all of that. And so they got that ready for us, and it was a huge help. And I'm assuming the pictures didn't come through. Yeah.
I have pictures to show everybody, but it didn't come through. And then they also cleaned up at Nickel Plate Trail, and that was very helpful. They cleaned up all the trash along the trail, and then they also said, so last year, the library partnered with the park to donate a storybook walk, and we put those posts in while the kids were here helping us. So they dug the holes for us for the post, and they set those in, and then our maintenance guys finished putting them together, and then the library will be supplying the book. Within the next week or two, they're hoping to get that book in there, and then they want to replace it about every 3 to 4 months. The library will take care of that. So our storybook walk is ready, almost ready to go. And then the Spartan Service Day, they also went to Babe Ruth, and they cleaned up the shelter house, the concession stands, which was very much needed, and the restrooms and the grounds and everything, and got it ready. And that was very helpful as well for opening day. Moving along to sports, I do have a correction. So we had 382 register for t-ball, softball, and baseball all combined. And that season started this week. So I think the first game was on Sunday, and they have games throughout the week this week. And then they'll probably continue their season, I think it's till the end of June. I just want to say a big thank you to Channel 3 TV and Justin for coming out and filming the opening day activities, and it went really well. We had a lot of parents and kids attend opening day celebrations, and then we had field day events after that, and the kids had a lot of fun. We even had a dunk take on the very chilly day, but the kids, that didn't bother them, they got in it. Logan, I mentioned a while, I think it was on my last month's report, that we are going to partner with CHS head coach for football, Ryan Lynch, to do flag football. And so Logan's been working with him to start that process and get that league up and running. And so he's going to be doing that. And then also for fall, we're going to start a kickball league, and then we'll continue with our fall soccer league as well. Down to programs and trainings, Andrea Napier and I have been working together with the HELP grant, and so I invited her to go to an ADA compliance training with me in Noblesville at one of their parks. And this was an all-day event, and it was a great training for the both of us. But it was very helpful for me to be able to see their park. And what I really liked about it is we were able, in the afternoon portion of the training, we got to walk their park. And we had a paper and a list, and we were able to point out things that they were doing great, and also point out things that maybe were not ADA compliant. And that was very helpful, because at that park they had almost everything that we have. One thing we don't have is a lake, and so it was really pretty to be there. They had a really pretty lake, but we had they had their ball fields, their disc golf was there, playground. I mean, they had it all. And so we were able to see every aspect of a park at that location. And so that was very helpful for us to attend. I hosted a Living Well, Aging Well meeting, and this was, I invited some individuals to participate to hear more in detail about this program and see if they would want to partner with the park in this program, be on a committee or host a class. And there was a lot that attended, and they were very excited about this program. And so I'm going to be having a committee meeting, and we're going to start implementing some of those activities at the park. And so we're excited about that. One thing I enjoy hearing when people in the community talk about it, and I was at Celebration of the Ville, which was an excellent event. We were there till the end. We enjoyed all the music. It was great. And I had multiple people come up and tell me that they read the article in the paper about living while aging well, and they are so excited about it. And we got a call today at the office, and she wanted to make sure we had some games for her to attend to. So the word is getting around, and people are really excited about this program. The next thing I did was I had a Christmas in the Park committee meeting, and so we are starting that process of planning for Christmas in the Park. We are going to start reaching out to organizations, businesses, to see who would like to partner with us, if they want to sponsor the event, if they'd like to put up light displays in the park. So that's that process has begun, and we are meeting regularly to make sure that that gets up and running, and we have a great event in December. And then the last thing are the events and activities coming up through the month. We had on May 6th, opening day, and then May 20th, we are doing a training day and with the summer discovery staff and the pool staff to get them ready and prepared for opening day. And then the pool opens on May 27th, and May 30th, summer discovery opens, and the pool is full and ready to go, and so it's looking really nice, and we're really excited. Any questions?
I have a couple of questions, not about any of this. I've been asked several times about the water launch ramp at the river's edge that needs to be cleaned up. Are you in the process of taking care of that, or do you know?
We have not started cleaning up that currently, but that is something that I will definitely look into.
There's some people who want to utilize it. Have you been down there?
Not for a couple months, I haven't.
It's quite packed up with mud now on the ramp, and there's a mud path before you can get to the water, so they're interested in utilizing that facility.
Okay.
It's pretty much how it's been since it's been put in. I'm not even sure there's anything we can do about it.
Yeah, I know that the guys have put some of the, can't think of what it's called, like the asphalt
Millings.
grounds. They put that down there, but it washes away. I know that they do go down there and try and clean it up a little bit, but then when it floods, it gets muddy again.
I'm referring to the actual mud buildup on the ramp. If you go down there, they have to drag their watercraft across the mud to get to the actual water.
Okay.
The other thing I have is, I think you have some heavier equipment to mow that ground down there, which is quite rough. I think they should utilize that heavier equipment instead of the zero turns. I mean, obviously that's up to your discretion, but I think it would be easier on
I'm not aware
the
of heavier
equipment.
equipment. I only know of the zero turns, but I can look into that. And I know that I don't think that would be suitable for them to go down there with the zero turns, but
Well,
I can look into that.
They mow with those down there. I've seen them down there.
Okay.
I think you have like a bush hog on a tractor, or maybe two. I'm not sure. I haven't been up to your facility to see, but that would be a better piece of equipment to suit that area, because it is quite rough.
Sure. Yeah, I'll look into that. I'll
Thank
talk
you.
to them tomorrow. Anything else? Thank you.
Thank you. Move on to old business. Any old business? Miscellaneous business.
I have a miscellaneous concern about people mowing grass and blowing their grass on the streets and highways if they live next to a highway. It's a safety issue with motorcycles. I don't see that we have an ordinance covering that area. I think we should look into creating an ordinance for that.
You're more than welcome to write one.
I don't have any problem doing that.
Any other miscellaneous business?
I guess this is the right place for it, but I just want to commend everyone and congratulate them on the success of the celebration in the Ville this weekend. It was better, it just keeps getting better, bigger and better, and I think everybody, I've heard no negative comments to me anyway, and I was there from 11 to about 7, and it was great. I mean, everybody was having a good time, and there was something for everybody, so.
I was told, I don't remember who, we had a couple vendors from out of state. There was a vendor from Florida, I think there was a vendor, they said from New York and New Jersey, and then someone heard about it, drove 5 hours just to come to this event, just to participate in it. And I saw a lot of people there I didn't recognize, so there was a lot of people from out of the community, and the community is a great event.
Yeah, I think
Ton of people.
earlier in the day especially, I think there were as many out-of-town people as there were local people, because,
There's a lot of people there.
yeah,
It was packed. It's a great event.
yep,
Randy did a great job. A lot of organization. People don't realize how much organization goes on behind the
a
scenes.
lot of work.
We literally start working on next year's now. I give them a couple days off when we start working on it. So there's a lot of planning, a lot of organizing. It's constantly fluid. It changes constantly, but they are very organized and they do a fantastic job. So looking forward to next year's after I get some rest because I'm tired. All right, John.
Yes, sir.
We put in a long day.
Well, I'll have to say too, there was a rain in the middle, but it really didn't dampen people's enthusiasm. I mean, it didn't clear out or anything like that. People were still walking around and,
Fortunately, we were a little more prepared this year for rain. Last year, we had
Yes.
0% chance of rain. We got a monsoon. This year, there was a little bit of chance of rain, so we was came prepared. We had everything covered. We was able to play
They
right
played
through.
all the
We
way
didn't-
through it.
We didn't shut down one time,
Yep.
so it helped having the right equipment there and being ready for it. Any of the miscellaneous? Going down to public. Anybody from the public? No speeches? Last chance. Okay. So I'll take a motion for adjournment.
so moved.
Have a motion second. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Have a good day.